then all of a sudden, I gave the child to the mother, and I told the mother, gave her scriptures to pray for her baby, for any kind of attack, so that these attacks would not come upon her child. Then another third time was, I saw again another baby in neighborhood. Baby was crying again. And before the baby was crying, I was feeling myself, I'm having a sharp pain. And there was actually a cat who normally comes near the neighborhood. And this cat, had a very bad sharp pain also. There's another day, I had a very sharp pain. Spirit, there's something which was sent against my life. And so I prayed. It took like 2 days for me to recover, because I went in prayer. And then later I overcame that cat, and that cat never came back. Then that same day I felt the same sharp pain, on my life, on myself. Then also I was hearing a baby crying. A baby was crying and crying. I said, this is not normal. Why is this baby crying? So you see, the sharp pain was not actually me, it was that baby. That enemy was trying to attack that baby. So I just heard the Holy Spirit tell me, go out, go to that neighbor. Okay, I was trying to avoid not to do that, but then the Holy Spirit pushed me, so I went. I knocked the door, and the maid was carrying the baby at the back, and the baby was crying. Then I told her, what's wrong with the baby? And she said, the baby has a little bit, I think she was not well, and she just woke up, and then she was not well. She had an attack in the sleep, and I just knew it, that it was that cat, because I had gone out a little bit, and I saw it, the same cat, the same color cat. So I prayed for the baby. The baby was even turning pale. I was even saying, God, I don't want any bad thing to happen to this baby in my hands. So I was praying for the baby. I prayed until my strength was like, it was going away. It was like I had no strength anymore, but I continued. I prayed God also to give me strength. I prayed also, I started even interceding for my children at that time, because I think the Holy Spirit was trying to tell me, you better cover also your children. So I prayed for my children. I prayed for the children in this plot. So I prayed for this baby until the baby now was quiet. But sometimes she kept on crying again. She starts crying, but she's okay. I prayed for the baby until she was okay. She was actually fine, but she was having fear. That's what I could sense. The fear was still in this baby, because that attack was not good. It was a bad one. And so I said, I'm not going to leave that baby until the parents come back. So as the parents came, so sometimes things like this could be also that cat, but also involved with maybe the maid. The maid himself or herself maybe had an open door. Maybe they left an open door, and that's where the baby was attacked. Or even the parents don't even cover their children, they don't pray for their children, and so the baby is attacked. When I was a little young child, I used to get a lot of attacks, and I think that's why God has called me in this calling. I used to get a lot of attacks, but I survived. God protected me, and it reached a time that my parents had to leave everything to God, because my parents were saying that whenever they put a Bible just on my head, not on my head, but on my pillow, not below the pillow, but on the pillow, I would sleep so well, just sleep well. And so I had these attacks since I was a kid, and I think that's why God has given me that discernment to know when there's an attack upon a child, and also the prophetic has also helped me. And I think such children who go through this process, they could be servants of God, or they could be prophetic. And so the devil is trying to destroy them before they are able to do the will of the Father. So I think that was the reason why the devil was really trying to attack me, and even trying to attack this little baby. When people don't understand these things, and I don't expect them to understand. And okay, this baby was quite okay. I left the baby with the parents. The child was okay, fine. Okay, but later I still heard the baby crying, but not as bad as the baby was crying. But we glorify God, because God is there for the little children. And these are not the only children I've been praying for. There was a place I was living, and these children would actually run to me, come to my house. I've never told them to come to my house, but they'll run to my house. Children have very powerful discernment. They know they cannot follow a bad person. They can't. Children, that's when I know I'm right with God, when children are accepting me. If they don't accept me, I know there's a problem I'm doing with my God. So these children were coming to my house, and I remember even other twins. They were twins. They were only 1 year. So their mother followed them. So when the mother was taking them away, the baby was crying. The children were crying, and this mother was really annoyed with me. So why are they annoyed? This baby knows where they're going to get their help. You know, they know where they're going to get their help. They don't pray for their babies, and this baby, they want just me to breathe life into their lives, and they don't understand that because they are not spiritual. They are so much in the flesh. So so when some of them would come and even sit on my lap, and I would carry them on my lap. Remember, Jesus used to carry babies on his lap, and he would tell them, don't send them away. Let them come to me. Let the little children come to me. And if you have the spirit of Jesus Christ, the children will come to you. They will not run away from you. They will come to you. Me, my best friends are children. They are my best friends. And we have that relationship with them. I remember there's a time I was going in a public vehicle, and this child also started coming closer to me. The mother was saying, now, you're following this person, you don't even know this person. And this child was following me and smiling at me, and me, I'm smiling and talking to her, but the mother was not really happy about it. Okay, we understand these things, but let me tell you, not everybody's a bad person out there. There are people who are there to help your child, to pray for your child. And so this has been happening. Even sometimes I would go in the supermarket and a baby would be on the trolley and they'd say, hi, hi. Even they would run for me, you know, they would run to me. So I just knew I had the calling for children, and I love children so much.